I'm Beth with 50 Plus Beauty, and I'm so glad you could be here with me this afternoon for my very first Empties. And this is exciting for me. I used to watch YouTube and wonder at first, why did these women show me their trash? You know, I thought that's kind of weird. But then I started to get fascinated with Empties because I realized that means that those are the products that that woman is really using. So it's a little truth thing here because you can see actually what we use. So anyway, I will go ahead and get started. Okay, my first empty is this, which is the DermaE Microderm Scrub Cream. And actually, this isn't really a real empty in the sense of the word. It is a mistake and kind of a lesson learned. As you can see, what happened, I keep this in the shower and it works very, very well. I use Retin-A and have now for 4 months, but it works very, very well. Most mornings, I just put a little bit of this on, my wet fingers and massage it in, and that gets rid of the little Retin-A peelies. But what happened is I took a glass jar into the shower. Sorry, Mary Ellen, after 60, I know you would tisk, tisk, tisk about that. I knocked it off, and so I got glass shards in the floor of my shower. Everybody was fine. I was fine. My husband was fine. But unfortunately, my little jar wasn't. But what I did do, because I'm cheap, is I took a little Tupperware thing and I put the contents of this into the Tupperware. So there's that. Okay, this is another one, and this is a hair care one. It's a 10 product, and I absolutely, absolutely love this product line. And I use the shampoo, and this is the little conditioner, which I'm out of, and I hated it because I was out of it for like a week and a half before I got a new one. But I absolutely love this stuff. It is sulfate free, and the sulfates are basically what creates the suds in your shampoo. And so that is the detergent that can really strip your hair. And as you all know by my hair journey, my hair has been through hell. And it is kind of bleached out and very, very thin and very, very fine and very, very damaged. So this really, really helps my hair. And my hairdresser, wait a second, not hairdresser, my stylist, okay, Beth, be in the year 2017. Really, my stylist really recommended this, and I really like this whole product line. But that is the conditioner right there. And if you have damaged hair, there is nothing like this. And in fact, my other hairdresser, that was my colorist who recommended this, my other hairdresser who cuts my hair, she recommended the Kerastase products, which are even more expensive than this line, and I really don't like them as well. I love the It's a 10. Quite honestly, when I was in my 40s and early 50s, and I didn't really realize that the products you use were so important, I would use all kinds of drugstore, Suave and that kind of thing. And this is actually, you can find this in a drugstore, but it is a very, very good quality line, the It's a 10. Okay, and here's another hair care. This is the Boost It Volume Inject Mousse. And this is not actually empty. There is still product in this, and that is because I have decided to replace this with a much more effective mousse. I found something that really gives my very fine hair a little bit more body, in fact, quite a lot more body. I'm so happy with this. It's called the Tresemme, I think it's called Tresemme, 24-hour body. That's what that looks like. And I learned about this from another YouTuber, I can't remember who it was, but she said this really gives you tons of body. It's a mousse that gives you tons of body, and I kind of forgot about it. And then when I went to work, I've got like 6 girls at work, and we all talk about beauty stuff. And one of them, who has gorgeous long brunette hair, says, have you tried the 24-hour body from Tresemme? That it's phenomenal. And I've used it now about 3 times, and I do absolutely love it. It's a mousse that actually kind of lives up to its promises, which is great. Okay, here's another hair care product, which is my Suave Dry Shampoo. And I absolutely love this. I used to wash my hair every single day. In fact, my husband would always take my hair off the pillow. He didn't want to get near it because he said it was straw when I was washing it every day. Now I wash it about twice a week. What helps me to do that is the addition of this Suave Dry Shampoo about every 3rd or 4th day when I decide that I want to go an extra day without washing it. This really does help, so I really, really like that. Okay, this is yet another body care thing. It is white citrus, and it is from Bath & Body Works, and it is their shower gel. And I absolutely love this, and I've gone through many, many, many bottles of this in different scents. And I have to say, up until maybe a year ago, I didn't really realize that my days were numbered. That, I was in the second half, and it was time to really, if I was going to have fun in this life, that I better be doing it on a daily basis. And that included doing enjoyable things like wonderfully good smelling shower gel. And so maybe about a year ago, I kind of went on a little Bath and Body Works spree, and I bought, a bunch of these kind of things for me and my husband, and a good smelling soap. They have a spa brand soap, which is just wonderful. And so I really started using these and enjoying them. So if you're not using like a scented shower gel in the shower and you want to add a little luxury to your shower experience, I can't recommend these products highly enough. They're wonderful and they're not too expensive. Okay, that is it for everything in terms of hair and a little bit of soap. But let's get a little bit into skincare. Now the first empty that I have here, and this is all gone, is these Photoceramide gel caps. And I saw another YouTuber online that used these. They said that after 30 days they could really see their fine lines and wrinkles, starting to go away. And so of course that was music to my ears, and I decided I had to have that. So I did order this from Amazon, and I can't remember what it costs. I'll put a link down below in case you'd like to try it, but really I wouldn't recommend it. I think it was rather on the expensive side, and I saw no difference at all after 30 days. But quite honestly, it's hard for me to remember to take my supplements anyway, so this isn't something that really worked out for me. I will not be repurchasing that. Now, these are two skincare items, and I'll do them together because through my late 40s and early 50s, this was basically the only skincare I did. Those of you who know my story know that for many, many years, from maybe mid-40s on, I wore the same makeup. I hardly did any skincare. I just, thought, well, it seemed to be working, when I was in my 30s and 40s, so just continue on. Well, all of a sudden, when I hit 50, I fell apart. Everything started to go south. My skin looked baggy and saggy and very wrinkly, and things weren't going well. But one thing I had done maybe for the last 3 years before I started my journey here on YouTube is I listened to Dr. Oz. I think I looked him up online, and he said that the things you need are retinols and alpha hydroxy. The retinol to improve your collagen production, and the alpha hydroxy acids to shed off those dead older layers of skin and to encourage your skin to turn over more. Thinking that all products were alike, and I didn't want to get involved with expensive skincare because I thought I was too smart for that, I went to Amazon and got about the cheapest things I could find. I think it was $5 and $10, and they last a long, long time. It may have done something, I'm not sure, but I have to say that when I started my skincare journey with YouTube maybe 6 months ago, and I really started using some products that are scientifically proven to, produce results in your skin, I really started seeing the results that I'd hoped for. Things aren't perfect by any means. I'm still 59 years old, but and I still have my Marlboro Man wrinkles, among other things, but things are really starting to improve, or at least, stay the same to improve, which is great. Some of you have asked for me to share my skincare with you, so I'm going to be cutting 2 videos this afternoon showing you my morning skincare and my evening skincare. So I won't get into a lot of detail right now about that, but I'll show you some of my empties. This one is from Timeless, and it is their eye cream. And I really love this eye cream. I thought it really did a good job. And it has hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid, it helps your skin become more supple because it encourages water retention in your skin. Hyaluronic acid supposedly holds 1,000 times its weight in water. So it keeps your skin cells plumped up and hydrated, which is wonderful. And it also has Matrixyl in it. The reason I am not going to be repurchasing this though is that I'm getting that in my other serums that I use from Timeless. So I'll show you those, but at least that's one thing I don't have to buy. Here is the Timeless Hyaluronic Acid. It's a very inexpensive item. I think this was maybe $8.95 or something like that. And these tend to last me, these serums, 5-6 weeks, somewhere in there. Hyaluronic acid encourages water retention in your skin, and it encourages your skin to plump up and act like younger skin, which is a good thing. And I've already repurchased that. This is my big boy, and I love this guy. It is the Timeless 20% vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid. And it is a serum that I actually put on my skin every morning. I have already repurchased this. In fact, I've gone through 2 bottles of this. And vitamin C evens out your skin tone, and it encourages collagen growth. And I have noticed that since I've been using this, and I've been using this probably 4 to 5 months, my skin seems much more even to me. I had a lot of brown spots up in here. I am using a little bit of hydroquinone, which probably helps too. But just overall, my skin appears to be more even toned. Now this is my Timeless Coenzyme Q10 serum. Coenzyme Q10 encourages your skin to act more like a 22-year-old skin, and who doesn't want that? It provides energy for your skin cells to turn over your skin cells more quickly, to produce collagen, to produce elastin, and just act more like younger skin. And you better believe I'm purchasing this. And actually, this is one of the ingredients in that Timeless Eye Cream, and that's the reason I'm not repurchasing the eye cream. And I will tell you about all of my serums and actually all of my products. I put them all over my face, including my eyelids. I'm noticing that one of my eyelids is getting very hooded. You know, it's weird. You could have an eye job if they both would hood at the same time, but I guess I'm going to deal with one that's hooded like a little lizard and the other that seems more normal. So, you know, who knows? But I'm hoping that through putting these serums on and the retin-A that I'm using, that maybe that hood can kind of unhood and look a little better. We'll see. I will let you know. You'll be the first to know. This is another Timeless serum. It's Matrixyl Synth 6, and this supposedly improves your skin in 6 ways. They actually have just a straight Matrixyl serum, and then they have the Matrixyl Synth 6 serum, and of course it's about the same price, so wouldn't you rather get 6 benefits instead of just the one? But one of the big things that Matrixyl does is that it protects you against sun damage. Obviously, you should be wearing your sunblock, and ladies, every single day, no exceptions, you do need to wear sunblock. That is one thing that I did for all these 59, well, not for 59 years, but at least for maybe the last 15 years, was that I wore sunblock about every day, and I think that really did help. But this protects against sun damage, and it encourages your skin to turn over more quickly and act more like younger skin. The last product I'm going to show you is this CeraVe, and there it is. You can see that, and it's definitely all gone. I'm going on my 3rd little tube of this, and this is a retinol cream, as if everything else I do is not enough. It's a little retinol cream, and I particularly like this. I use it all over my face in the morning and on my neck, and I particularly like it because sometimes I really have to back off on using the retin-A on my neck because it makes it pretty irritated and red, but I can always count on the retinol cream. Retinol is just a milder form of the vitamin A, so it should produce the same results over time, but you know, the retin-A just gets in there and does its job much more quickly. But this is also a good product. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you about is something kind of off the beaten path. And this is in the bucket, literally, my Empties bucket. This is in my bucket of things that I'd probably rather not tell you because it's a little bit embarrassing, but things that in the second half I really want you to know. What happened on this and why I have this, and I take this every morning. In fact, I'll show you in just a minute how I take it. This relates to a story that happened to me. And I noticed, like, my mother-in-law talked about having diarrhea for many years. A lot of older women that I speak with, they suffer from diarrhea, and I was suffering from diarrhea for actually the last several years. And I'd gotten rid of gluten in my diet, and that helped some, but not totally. So what ended up happening was that to deal with this kind of perpetual diarrhea, I ended up somehow, I think my doctor referred me to this man who was a surgeon. He was a bowel surgeon. And I went into his office and I looked around and I felt very out of place because everyone in there was super gray haired and most of them in wheelchairs. They looked like maybe they were in their late 80s, to 90s. And it was a very old office. I don't know, it just had a very strange vibe to it. But I went in and the doctor was very, very nice. However, he kind of looked at me like, what are you doing here? Because I looked a lot younger than his clientele. But he started me through his rigmarole, which I've come to find out is what some doctors will do. He was a bowel surgeon, and so he liked to operate. And so he ended up convincing me that I needed this pretty major operation. My insurance was going to end like in 3 or 4 months. And so I just wanted to make sure that I could get in on that insurance year so that, everything I'd spent so far would apply to the deductible and the surgery wouldn't cost me very much. And so the office was supposed to get me scheduled for the surgery, and they neglected to do so. Well, I became very, mad at them. And, I called several times, to get it scheduled. And each time there were blocks put in my way. And so I was not able to get that surgery scheduled for, the end of that year. And on my last visit to him during that same year, I asked him, what could be the side effects? And that's one thing really important. Whenever you're going to have something major medically done, I don't know why I waited till like the 3rd visit to ask him that. But he said, oh, well, you could lose bowel function and have to wear a bag, a colostomy bag. And all of a sudden I thought, maybe I should do a little more research. And, the universe or whatever had made it to where I didn't have that surgery that year. So I was into the new plan year. So I thought, I'm going to get a second opinion. Light bulb, that should have been one of the first things I did the year before. So anyway, I go to a different surgeon, and bless his heart, he says, have you tried anything over the counter yet? And I'm like, what? This other surgeon just said, you need to go ahead and get this operated on right away. And he's like, no, let's try some bran pills. And so he gave me some bran pills. I went and got them at Walgreens. I took those for a while and they worked very well. Well, then I went back to him. He said, come back, if it wasn't working. And he also said, do Kegel exercises. And Mary Ellen After 60, did a little video about Kegels, and I'm probably going to do the same, because Kegels are not only for urinary flow, they're also to tighten those muscles in the number 2 area, if you know what I mean. And that is one of the main things that leads to nursing home care, to people needing a nursing home someday, is that they don't have bowel and urinary control. So it's really important in the second half, ladies, for all of us to be doing those Kegels. And Mary Ellen gave a really good tip, which I had not been doing before I heard her video, but I highly recommend this, and I do it now, is that when you're urinating, just go ahead and tighten those muscles and stop that flow. I do it 20 times, and it does get to where it's a habit and you just kind of do it naturally, unless you're in a hurry, and then you just kind of zip through it. But please, ladies, if there's anything I could tell you, it is to please do those Kegel exercises, because you need your control over your bowels and over your urine flow. When the bran pills no longer worked, I went back and he said, well, let's try this METAMUCIL. He said, we could go into surgery, if you need it, but that should be a last resort for you. You're still very young and whatever. So I started this, and within like 3 days, it was a night and day difference. No more diarrhea, ladies, as long as I take this bran. And maybe because I'm on a high fiber diet and I'm not doing a lot of breads, cakes, pies, cookies, all of that stuff has roughage in it and bran. Maybe that's why I need extra bran. But I can't tell you strongly enough, if you're having problems with diarrhea, talk to your doctor first, obviously. I have to tell you that. But for me, bran was the super key. And so now I'm going to show you, actually, how I take my bran. Because I do it every morning, and I don't enjoy it. It is orange flavored, which is nice. And I get the sugar-free version, because I don't like to add calories in something that I don't love. I mean, if I'm going to drink something and it's a milkshake, whoa, hey, that was amazing. It fell right in the glass. If it's a milkshake, it's worth the calories to me. But mostly, I try to live by the fact that anything that you drink should not have calories. Calories should only be in food, not in what you ingest in terms of liquid. Well, you just kind of stir up one. We started at 1 teaspoon, by the way, and I think that's what you're supposed to do. And of course, because I am Beth, more is always better for me. But I ended up at 1 tablespoon. That works a day, and I'll drink it for you. Yuck! And I know I have an orange mustache, but one thing I won't have today is diarrhea, which is really, really a wonderful thing. You guys, you never know what you're going to get when you come to visit with me here in my little kitchen, because I will tell you like it is, because that is my mission here in this second half. I've learned a lot through the years, largely by doing things wrong, and I've decided my second half is about bearing it all and telling people. Because if we don't tell each other the things that work for us, there can be a lot of suffering out there in silly ways, like getting unnecessary bowel surgeries. And by the way, about that doctor, I have since heard that he runs kind of a mill, kind of a bowel surgery mill, and that's why all those very aging people were sitting in his lobby. And I also, one other little detail about that whole experience, sometimes when the universe slows us down and puts major roadblocks in front of us, even if it's something we seem to want very badly, because quite honestly, to save money, on my health insurance, I wanted that surgery very badly before the end of the year. But the universe, thank goodness, came in and protected me and kept me from doing something that could have had horrendous effects on my life. And my grandmother, Gigi, who I loved very much, in fact, I still love her. I pray for her. My sister and I pray for her 5 mornings a week, because I've heard that when you pray for people that have passed on the other side, they feel it like love. And I want her to know how much I love her. But she always said that there's an ultimate path for each of us in life, and that we should pray to the universe or God or whatever your higher power is to follow along that perfect path for you, and that you can push your will on things, but usually it's not the best thing. And a good example of that is if I'd had that bowel surgery and ended up with a colostomy bag, and that is not a designer look, ladies. I mean, I might like a Michael Kors bag, but a colostomy bag is not what I want. So anyway, enough of that little preaching. I love it that you've been here with me in my kitchen. I love it that you're my friends and my family out there. I feel like you are. Thank you so much, and just feel great about yourself today. Enjoy your day, love yourself, love others. It doesn't get much better than that. Take care.